half of the songs that have ever come out of country are love songs.
The quintessential emotion that makes everything propel forward.
We can control love. Love is something that we do.
He still loved her through it all.
I will always love you.
I'm Cam, and welcome to Opry Rewind. The topic of tonight's show is something we all yearn for: love. Country artists have been masters at expressing a wide range of emotions for decades, and love songs are no exception. On tonight's show, various artists share their feelings about love, from teenage crushes to romance to favorite love songs. With iconic performances by Dolly Parton and George Jones, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Opry Rewind, the Love Edition.
Picking like your favorite country love song is kind of hard because that's probably half of the songs that have ever come out of country are love songs, or at least based in that.
I think love is probably a perfect subject for hit songs because at the end of the day, the most important thing that anybody would want in life is to be loved and have that one to show love to.
But thanks to Randy Travis and Forever and Ever Amen, maybe one of the greatest lyrics and true love stories you've ever heard.
So sometimes we'll look at each other and just sing the lyrics, and then every once in a while, we'll lock eyes and it'll be like, we'll look like right into each other's soul, you know? That's the cool thing about doing, singing with the person that you love. It's the love songs seem to come out a little bit more real.
One of the ones I loved was, and for a lot of reasons, was Hello, Darling. I just loved that because beyond anything else, all he had to do was walk up and go, hello, darling. And that was just like everybody lost their mind.
Love is what makes the world go round. It's what we strive for. It's what we run from. It's what we are passionate about. It is the quintessential emotion that makes everything propel forward.
To the Conservation Aid Show right here at the Grand Ole Opry House.
This is nothing new. What we're doing here is just reviving an old style of agriculture.
Pretty crappy gift, huh?
Not really. My father gave us a bucket of bait.
Now you talk about funny. Funny is funny, but this is funny.
I'm out to prove there are still real cowboys left in this country.
Hey, I'm Jamie Daly.
I'm Lauren Elena.
Bobby Bones here.
Want to watch Circle?
Circle's gotten smarter. We're now on smart TVs.
Circle is now on Roku, Vizio Watch Free, Zoom Mode, and Samsung TV Plus.
Go to circleallaccess.com/watch to find out all of the new ways you can watch Circle. circleallaccess.com/watch.
Check it out. There's more info there, too.
See you there.
Hey everybody, Bobby Bones here, host of Opry Live. Circle Network is excited to start texting with you. We'll send some fun, personalized messages just for you. And sometimes, someone special may be sending them. Maybe some of my friends, maybe even me.
Country. Lifestyle. Music. Right here in The Circle. A network that offers you a variety of programming from classic country shows to westerns, country lifestyle, and legendary music performances. Country plays here, keeping the circle unbroken with Opry Live on Saturday nights. Join us in the circle.
Hey y'all, Natalie Stovall here, hanging out backstage at the Grand Ole Opry House in Nashville, Tennessee. One of the coolest parts of my job at the Opry is I get to hang with some incredible artists. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, hey, I want to hang out with my favorite artists too. Well, guess what? Now you can in the brand new Geico Green Room. That's where I'm bringing everyone to come hang with our favorite artists. Every Saturday night, tune in for an incredible Opry Live show, and then to keep the party going a little bit longer, head over to GeicoGreenroom.com. It's always fun, and we talk about what's new in their world and what they're working on, and they may even play a song or two. So don't miss out. Be on the lookout for the Geico Green Room Live, Saturdays after the show.
There are so many wonderful ways to express affection for those we love, and romance is one of them. Here artists share their definition of things they find romantic.
Things that are romantic to me, I love dorkiness. I think dorkiness in a person is very charming because it allows me to feel more at ease and that I can be myself. So I like dorky things.
Being able to lay in bed and watch TV together, and watch movies together on the sofa. It's kind of a romantic thing for me.
It's romantic to me that Kiefer lets me watch like Food Network, and he just deals with it.
Because I think women want a man to listen to them, to be present. And I can say all this because of years of therapy.
What I think is romantic, hell, I don't know. A naked woman, does it for me. I don't really have to have any thing else, champagne or rose petals, none of that bullshit. Just get naked.
You can have a romantic moment being outdoors. Like, I like to hunt.
I think, being romantic kind of depends on the place and time. Sometimes being romantic is hey, let's get dressed up and let's go out to dinner and have a nice, candlelight and wine kind of setting.
Me, I like sitting on the couch and watching TV together. I like driving down a road in a car and you don't have to even talk. You're just that comfortable.
I think the little things are the most romantic. I think as little as when you come home from a really hard day and there's a bottle of wine opened up and a glass poured for you.
At the core, as long as what you're doing is a gesture that means a lot to the other person and they know it and it's reciprocated, I think that's it.
Getting past the dating part of it and ending up in a solid relationship, there's just nothing like that. That to me is romantic.
One of the greatest love songs of all time was written by Dolly Parton about Porter Wagner. Porter had provided Dolly a lot of opportunities early in her career, for which she was grateful. She had been a staple on the Porter Wagner Show for 7 years, but it was time to break out on her own. Hurt and bitter, Porter didn't take the news well and filed a lawsuit against Dolly. Taking the high road, as Dolly is known to do, she reflected on the situation and gracefully offered her perspective in this song.
You know what's coming up next is a pretty little gal, and you can just stay here and we'll watch and listen as she sings one of her great songs. Miss Dolly Parton. Here she is.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go. But I know I'll think of you each step of the way. Bittersweet memories. That's all I am taking with me. Goodbye, please don't cry. We both know that I'm not what you need. You kind, and I hope that you have all that you ever dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. Oh, but above all of this, I wish you
I love country music. I've loved it for a long time. And now here I am doing my best at the Grand Ole Opry.
It's a terrific feeling to know I'm singing words that I've grown up with.
That was the first thing I was going to be a musician before I discovered acting. I used to imagine myself up there on stage, but I never imagined I actually would be, and so this is a really special night.
Hey everybody, Bobby Bones here, host of Opry Live. Circle Network is excited to start texting with you. We'll send some fun, personalized messages just for you, and sometimes someone special may be sending them. Maybe some of my friends, maybe even me.
We're here at the famous Wild Horse Saloon. Tonight, we'll look at not just one Western, but many. I'm your host, Jamie Daly. Welcome to Circle's Western Movie Night.
Where I come from.
Favorite country royalty love story? I mean, it's hard to beat the Tim and Faith.
Yeah. You know, I think the coolest thing, though, is that we get to see how the love inspires both of their music. And I think that's one of the coolest parts about country royalty love stories, is that you get to hear both sides of the story.
Well, being from Arkansas, you know, would be Johnny and June. You know, that Johnny Cash is on our Mount Rushmore of music there where I'm from. So that's a special story that stood the test of time, and yeah, you got to, for sure, country music royalty right there.
Keith and Nicole are
I was going to say that too.
Hard to beat.
I feel like they are just so
And I like
awesome.
that she's into a different industry and he's in a different one, but they work so well.
So balanced, like spiritual, like just really
Grounded
great
people.
humans. They
Yep.
seem like really great humans.
Some of country music's top female trailblazers were interviewed in the early 80s on a show called Yesteryear, hosted by Hee Haw cast member Archie Campbell. The guests included Harper Valley PTA singer Jeannie C. Riley, Grand Ole Opry member Jeannie Seeley, the Grand Lady of the Opry, Jean Shepherd, and June Carter Cash, co-writer of the legendary Ring of Fire. All of these women were strong and loved large. Here are some of their reflections on love.
I had this guy walk up to me backstage at the Grand Ole Opry one night and said, "Hello, I'm Johnny Cash." He had a big tune about that time called Folsom Prison Blues, and I Walk the Line.
I thought, that love had to be those little things. Once you lost the giddiness of it, you must have lost love. And I have found out that love is not something that controls us. We can control love. Love is something that we do.
You're talking about Hawkshaw Hawkins. Absolutely. But he was a great man, and I've got 2 beautiful sons. You can't say sons are beautiful. They're good looking, though. And they both look just exactly like their daddy.
I will always be grateful to Hank Cochran because he brought me into town. He introduced me to everyone as a writer, as a female artist, as an intelligent person.
Sure, we all love, but how do we make it work? Here are some thoughts on how to make love last.
I don't think anyone could truly define what being in a committed and loving relationship is until you're in one. It's that moment when you feel all the planets align and you feel like that it's a balance and it's a true partnership going on.
Your whole life kind of goes on pause with everything else, and one person becomes the focus of everything you do, your thoughts and the songs that you write in our case.
It means that you have somebody that you can share, the good, the bad, the ugly with. You can just be you.
This is gonna sound so cheesy, but my perfect idea of the committed, loving relationship is really my mom and my stepdad. Because he actually asked my mom to marry him on Valentine's Day and then asked for our permission, since me and my sister were her kids. And he just does a lot of stuff that I hope, one day when I find something like that, that's what I wanna be.
A loving relationship to me is all about being yourself, not trying to change who you are for someone. I think when somebody gets to see you warts and all, and they still stick around, that's a really good feeling.
I need someone that makes me laugh and that just has your back, always goes for the home team, supports the home team all the way.
There are many voices that stand out in country music, but none compare with Vince Gill's tenor. He has a special way of not only delivering a love song, but also writing them. Deeply loved by fans, here's crooner Vince Gill in a clip from Opry Icon.
This is one of the greatest country singers that ever graced the stage.
The most awarded artist in country music.
He's been a part of celebratory Opry moments at Carnegie Hall and on the road.
Would y'all welcome Grand Ole Opry star, Mr. Vince Gill.
Yeah, Vince Gill!
Vince Gill.
Mr. Vince Gill. Hey, Vince.
Dad is like the triple threat. He's too good of a player, too good of a singer, and his songs, give me a break. There's no question makes him an icon.
And I just think the way Vince expresses himself, he's so forthright and honest with his feelings, He writes a romantic song just the way a woman wants to hear it.
When Vince sings a song, you believe it, and you can tell that he's been through it. And I've never heard a voice like Vince, and I don't think I ever will. I don't think anybody ever will.
He just has a voice that touches you. He could sing the phone book and still touch you.
The Lord took a notion on that boy. He can play and he can sing. And he can play some more and he can sing some more. It's inspiring.
Thank you very much. Y'all having a pretty good evening here at the Grand Ole Opry on a Saturday night.
I love playing here a lot, but what I love more are the people and the heroes and the ones that came before me. To get to meet them and become their friends has been the greatest gift of all. And I don't think in all these years I would change a thing. And I don't think I would do that in life either. Whatever got me here is what got me here. If I look at my 25 years of being here, I feel like I'm out here as much as I can because I know the Opry needs me, but I don't think they know how much I need them. And that's important that they know that. It's important that these other artists that I run with, that they know it. What I always encourage the artists of my generation to understand is that this place needs you now. It doesn't need you when your career is over.
Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Vince Gill.
Thank you for sharing the dream with me.
I think I first fell in love, at the time I thought I was in love with a Mouseketeer. So that was probably like age 11 or 12.
It was kindergarten. We were in Massachusetts at the time. Her name's Jennifer Jacoby. And boy, I was in love. In fact, we did a mock wedding in our kindergarten class, and I guess they felt the chemistry between the two of us, and we actually played the bride and the groom.
First love, 8, but it wasn't with a person. It was with a guitar. And see, that both impeded my progress in the other romantic realm and also at the same time would eventually bolster it.
Hey everybody, Bobby Bones here, host of Opry Live. Circle Network is excited to start texting with you. We'll send some fun, personalized messages just for you. And sometimes, someone special may be sending them. Maybe some of my friends, maybe even me.
I want to know all about you. Tell me.
You've lived for those days as a songwriter when it just comes together.
My brother Tracy Lawrence is in the house.
We needed a song to get back on radio, and Bye Bye was it.
All the great music, all the great writers. It's just a great town in general, you know.
Hey, I'm Jamie Daly.
I'm Lauren Elena.
Bobby Bones here.
Want to watch Circle?
Circle's gotten smarter. We're now on smart TVs.
Circle is now on Roku, Vizio Watch Free, Zoom Mode, and Samsung TV Plus.
Go to circleallaccess.com/watch to find out all of the new ways you can watch Circle. circleallaccess.com/watch.
Check it out. There's more info there too.
See you there.
This is nothing new. What we're doing here is just reviving an old style of agriculture.
Pretty crappy gift, huh?
Not really. My father gave us a bucket of bait.
Now you talk about funny. Funny is funny, but this is funny.
I'm out to prove there are still real cowboys left in this country.
My favorite Valentine's Day memory was the first Valentine's Day I actually got to spend with my wife. We had dated for a handful of years and somehow either been on a break in the relationship or not been in the same city, and so we missed the first few. And so when we finally got to spend a Valentine's Day together, it was our 3rd year together.
I remember in elementary school when I would always be like, Mom, can we go to the grocery store and buy the coolest Valentines? And then I would write one to every single person in my class, and I'd probably put a sweet tart in them. But I just loved being able to write a little Valentine's Day message for every single person in my class and be just I love you, happy Valentine's Day.
My favorite Valentine's Day memory is when my little cousin, Kaylin, was born. Her birthday's Valentine's Day, and that's my favorite. No boys.
With love, there are better ways to resolve things than a breakup. Here, artists reflect on the best ways for making up.
Best way to make up after an argument, if you're a guy, is just to understand that you were wrong. Even if you think you were right, you were wrong.
Okay, the best way to make up after an argument is not what you think it should be. It shouldn't be, heavy in the bed.
Some good old-fashioned apologizing. It's always good, which can be kind of tough for me because I'm stubborn and I like to believe that I'm right all the time.
I think a lot of people try to fix the situation while they're still in the heat of that argument, and that usually makes things worse. If you both can look at each other and just say, all right, deep breath, walk away, think about your things in your own space, in your own headspace, then let's come back and talk about it again.
So I think you open a bottle of wine, you drink some wine, and you just talk like friends. Work it out. And then go have fun.
For me, the best way for us to make up when we have an argument is music. We will, right before we go on stage, something will happen, and it's always over something so dumb that we're fighting about. But we can step on stage and play a show, and as soon as we're done with the show, it's forgotten about.
And then I think the best way to make up is to not hold a grudge. You got to be able to let it go. And I can't stand it when you're in those situations and something you've done in the past keeps coming up and it continues to be an issue, because it means that you're never going to get past it. So I think you got to be willing to forgive and really forgive someone.
The song He Stopped Lovin' Her Today is a country music classic written by Curly Putnam and Bobby Braddock in 1978. Producer Billy Sherrill presented the song to George Jones to record. And as the story goes, Jones hated it and found it depressing. After all, it's a song about death. But it is a song about never giving up on love. At the time of recording, George was experiencing a slump in his career due to his hard drinking and living. He missed so many shows he earned the nickname No Show Jones. Later, he credited this 3-minute song for reviving his career. Here is one of country music's most iconic singers performing one of the greatest country songs of all time.
He said, I love you till I die. She told him, forgetting time. I watched the years pass slowly by. She still preyed upon his mind. He kept her picture on his wall. When half crazy now and then, he still loved her through it all. Kept hoping she'd come back again. She found love letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see my friend today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. He stopped loving her today. They placed a ring upon the door. Soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. You know, she came back today for her last time. Oh, and we all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind. Well, this time, he's over her. He stopped loving her today. They placed a ring upon his door. Soon they'll carry him away. But he stopped loving her today.
Thanks for watching. I'm Cam. Please join us next time for another episode of Opry Rewind.
I like living in the land of the free, and I like having
But you wandered into my backyard to drop my resistance and lowered my guard. You got the pieces of my heart all in a row. You knock one down and the whole thing goes. The domino theory of love. It only takes a shove. I fall, you fall. We gotta keep our defenses up. It's a domino theory of love. Game of romance is a balancing act. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Take a little liberty, give a little ground. Next thing you know, we'll be sliding on down. When it comes to sorting out our hearts and our minds, we're just a couple pushovers standing in line. It's a domino theory of love. Oh, yeah. When it comes to sorting out our hearts and our minds, we're all a bunch of pushovers standing in line. The domino theory of love only takes a shove. I fall, you fall. We gotta keep our defenses up, or we'll all fall down together. Only takes a shove. Keep our defenses up. That's McBryde for another fiddle, ladies and gentlemen. Up. It's a domino theory of love.
Come on, with music like that, you know you are in for a special night here at the Opry. Steve Wariner, everybody, and he's not the only one making it special. Ashley McBryde will be here, and a little later, Tommy Emmanuel puts the extra in extraordinary. Now, let me tell you, he is a superhuman with a guitar, so you guys just wait. Hello, friends. I am Bobby Bones. Welcome to Opry Live. Whether you're tuning into Circle Network through our digital channel or through one of our new partners, like Roku Channel, Samsung TV Plus, Vizio Free Watch, or the Zumo app, you're going to be glad you showed up tonight. You know what? Heck, I'm happy you're here. And I'm happy this guy's here on stage, too. Here's the thing about him. If you were to create the perfect country music star from scratch, you'd make sure that person was a master musician, a killer songwriter, and most importantly, the nicest person on the planet. This guy checks all those boxes. Here once again is Steve Wariner.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. How you doing? Good evening, wherever you are listening, watching. Wherever you are, we're glad you're with us, and we're really glad you guys are here. These live people in front of us tonight. How about it, guys? Yeah. We're so glad you're here. Hey, happy Valentine's Day. Tomorrow is the big day, and I would like to do you a song that I wrote for my sweetie, many years ago. Well, not that long ago, but it's one of my favorite songs for my sweetie Karen, Like a River to the Sea. You look like you did back then. You kiss me like you did back when you and I first fell in love. Time has been good to you. I said I always knew it. You're more lovely every day. Just like a mighty river runs down to the sea, my love for you keeps growing. It was meant to be. It will never go away. It's deeper and stronger every day, like a river to the sea. You know you can count on me. These hands on the clock should know that time just can't pass this slow when I am away. But I've got my job to do, so I'll hurry home to you. I'm always waiting for that day. Just like a mighty river runs down to the sea, my love for you keeps growing. It was meant to be. It will never go away. It's deeper and stronger every day, like a river to the sea. You know you can count on me.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and auto insurance. Go to geico.com today.
Steve
Wariner, everybody, the birthday boy himself. He just celebrated a birthday on February 7th, and he just played such a beautiful song that he wrote for his wife. Welcome to all of my live streamers out there. I'm Natalie Stovall, getting to hang out with you once again on a beautiful Saturday evening that's very cold here in Nashville, just like so many of you are experiencing in the States right now and probably around the world. We're having a little bit of a freeze happening all around the country tonight, but you guys, okay, so yet again, we're going to give you an incredible show here at the Opry tonight, but afterwards, we have even more coming at you. The Geico Green Room will be happening once again tonight, and tonight, I'm going to get to chat with Miss Ashley McBryde, who is playing tonight on the show, and then we're going to get to hang out in the Geico Green Room. So as soon as the show's over, just go to GeicoGreenRoom.com. It's super easy. Y'all already know the drill. You've been going every week anyway to see us hanging out with your favorite artists and chatting, and sometimes they play music, sometimes they do a little dance. You never know what's going to happen. But be sure and go to GeicoGreenRoom.com right after the show tonight. You definitely don't want to miss the crazy talented Ashley McBryde. She's got a lot going on right now, and I can't wait to talk to her about it. Now, another thing that's happening, while you're at Geico Green Room, you can also make yourself a free poster. Now, I held up the one that I did a couple of weeks ago, but if you want to make your own Geico Green Room print, you just go to GeicoGreenRoom.com and click on Start Your Print. That's what you'll be looking for, Start Your Print. And then just choose whatever photo you want to, whatever photo makes you feel most like a rock star. Put it in the poster, and here, you can be just like this young man right here, Mr. James Giles, I think. It was Gilles, maybe it was Gillis, but James Giles made himself a poster, and you know what? Ashley McBryde signed it after sound check today. So when you make yourself one of these posters, you might get it signed by one of your favorite country artists. And also, another cool thing that's going on right now is the Circle text group. It's brand new, and if you want to join the Circle text group, just do hashtag Opry Live to 615-395-6903. It's right down there. You don't know who's going to be texting you. It might be me, it might be Bobby Bones, it might be your favorite artist. You'll find out all kinds of information about Opry Live. Right now, going backstage to Bobby Bones.
Hey guys, welcome back to Opry Live. I am Bobby Bones. Lately, my fiance and I have enjoyed using our new outdoor fireplace. It's amazing. It's peaceful. It's serene. We just sit there, listening to the crackling, staring at the flames. It inspires self-reflection, and I love that. And heck, that's how I feel about this next artist's music. Every time she starts playing, I can't take my eyes off of her performance. Thoroughly mesmerizing, and I think you're going to feel the same way. Here is Ashley McBryde.
Don't waste your life behind that guitar. You may get gone, but you won't get far. You're not the first and won't be the last. You can tell us all about it when you come crawling back that road you're on. It just winds and winds. You're spinning your wheels and wasting your time. But when the lights come up and I hear the band, and where they said I'd never be, it's exactly where I am. I hear the crowd and look around, and I can't find an empty chair. Not bad for a girl going nowhere. I get these calls out on the road. I heard your song on my radio, and we always said you'd make it big. And I tell all my friends that I knew you back when. Just don't forget all us little folks, and when you crash and burn, remember we told you so. And then the lights come up and I hear the band, and And where they said I'd never be, it's exactly where I am. I hear the crowd and look around, and I can't find an empty chair. Not bad for a girl going nowhere. Well, I need to thank my daddy for that first set of strings, and all those folks who swore that I'd never be anything. It took a whole lot of yes I wills and I don't cares. A whole lot of basement dives and county fairs. To this show right now, and y'all sure look good out there. Yeah, you do. Not bad for a girl going nowhere. Not bad for a girl going nowhere. Thank you. Thank you. Boy, this room sounds different with people in it, doesn't it? We got two of the finest guitar pickers on the face of the earth playing this stage tonight. Do not let that make you nervous. You're doing fine. It's my 19th Opry. And they put me in room 19. I see you, Opry. We just put out a live EP. This was the first thing put out, which makes sense because this song's called First Thing. Brown liquor and black coffee, it puts my headache off for now. The hurt last night put on me is still spinning me around. And I light up a smoke, even though I can't hardly breathe. First thing I reach for is the last thing I need. Another night of bad decisions, one still laying in my bed. The bastard in me wishes he'd woke up first and left. And you think a girl on fire would stay away from gasoline. The first thing I reach for is the last thing I need. Oh, the last thing I need is to need you like I do. And the first thing I reach for is anything but you. If I can keep away the lonely for a moment, that's good enough for me. The first thing I reach for is the last thing I need. If I can keep away the lonely for a moment, that's good enough for me. The first thing I reach for is the last thing I need. The first thing I reach for is the last thing I need. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Tonight's Opry performance is in association with Shriners Hospitals for Children.
Ashley McBryde, y'all. I almost missed my cue just now because I was so wrapped up in listening to her. I feel that way every single time I get to see her play live. I've gotten to sit next to her on stage and play songs and around with her, and she's just, it's not intimidating at all to have to sing next to that woman. Oh my Lord, she is just the best, the real deal. Every single song she releases, I am so here for. I just so excited to get to talk to her tonight in the Geico Green Room. It's going to be such a good time, so make sure you check that out. And speaking of Geico, our friends at Geico, they have a little reminder for you guys. So when it comes to saving money on car insurance, Geico hits all the right notes. You could save hundreds on your car insurance and enjoy benefits like top-notch 24/7 service, fast, fair claim handling, coverage of your RV, your motorcycle, and your boat, and more, and homeowners and renters insurance through Geico Insurance Agency. Visit geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO or visit your local Geico office for a free rate quote today. We love that, don't we? Just get it all done. One-stop shop. I love it. Homeowners and renters insurance and car insurance. We love it, love it, love it. Okay, now it's time for our Circle Release of the Week. So we're doing a new thing here where we're highlighting music from artists that you may not have heard about yet, but are on the rise. And this gentleman that I'm about to tell you about, I've been hearing about him so much over the last few months. He is really, really blowing up right now, and he is so unbelievable. His name is Willie Jones. His single is American Dream. You might remember him from the 2012 season of X Factor, but he's a gifted vocalist who he melds country roots, R&B, and hip-hop sounds, and it's just, he has such a cool, unique vibe and sound. You definitely want to check him out. You can find him anywhere that you listen to music, anywhere that you stream it or buy it or download it, however you like to listen to music. Be sure and look up Willie Jones, y'all. He's another one that's the real deal right there. He recently released an album called Right Now, so that's another thing to look up. But check out that single, American Dream. It's exactly what we need to be listening to right now. And right now, I'm going to throw it once again backstage to my good buddy, Mr. Bobby Bones, y'all.
Hey guys, welcome back to Opry Live. I am Bobby Bones. If you feel like you have a little cabin fever from staying indoors this winter, I get it. And Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's have the solution for you. They're putting on the grandest fishing tournament in history, which is great. I love fishing. Here's what you need to know. This tournament is just for you guys. No pros allowed. I'm talking parents, grandparents, youngsters, fishing buddies. You can all compete for more than $4 million in cash and prizes. And the best part, 100% of the entry fees are going toward fish habitat conservation. For more info and to register your team, go to basspro.com/US Open. Catch some fish. Also help keep the outdoors beautiful. Okay, thinking about the outdoors, I mentioned earlier that listening to her music was like looking into a campfire. Well, now you know what I mean. Let's go back to the stage for a little more. Here she is, Ashley McBryde.
Well, I tried all the cool meditation. I talked to friends till our faces turn blue. I've swallowed the shrink's medication, but when I'm missing you, I need my old go-to. So pass me a bottle and I won't refuse it. Put Patsy on vinyl and good Lord I'll lose it. 'Cause nothing takes the edge off when I'm going through it like whiskey and country music. You see, one gets me drunk as the possum, and the other one pours in a glass, and they both pair quite nicely with lonesome. But too much of either one, and I'm showing my yeah. Pass me a bottle, and I won't Put Patsy on vinyl, and good Lord, I'll lose it. No, nothing takes the edge off when I'm going through it, like whiskey and country music. The older, the better. They go down good together. And honey, wherever you are tonight, I've got my don't give a damn and a drink in my hand, and enough in the jukebox to last me all night. Just pass me a bottle, I wanna fuse it. Put Patsy on vinyl, and good Lord, I'll lose it. No, nothing takes the edge off when I'm going through it, like whiskey and country music. Whiskey and country music. Thank you so much. That's a new one, and I thought there was no finer room in the whole wide world to try out a brand new song. So that's a new one, Whiskey and Country Music, and thank you. I didn't write it by myself. Lord knows we had help. That song's so country, it's got to drive towards town to go hunting. They asked if I could talk for a minute, and if you ask any of my siblings or my family members, they know I can talk much longer than that. But it gets hard. You think, what am I going to talk about for 60 seconds? And this may not last 60 seconds, but I don't mind telling you. This jumper, everybody's been telling me all night, looks real nice. Thank you. It's my new one. My stylist is knocking it out of the park, right? I look at it. What a beautiful jumper. I put it on, and I said, these are the strangest pockets I have ever seen on a jumper. I had it on backwards. I had it on backwards. I wasn't even drinking. And I said, it's awful hard to pull up, too. It's real hard to pull up. And she said, you put your body between the liner and the garment. You didn't even have the garment on. And you thought it looked good. It never gets old playing the Opry. I'm so happy you're here with us. Thank you for doing what you got to do to be here with us, because we do what we got to do to be here with you, too. So this song, I'm just going to give it to you. Thank you very much. Everybody out there in live stream land and TV land and radio land, when we can't be with you, we miss you so much. Telephones and postcards, I call you from the lobby bar on Tuesday. How's the okra coming up? Boy, I wish I had me some. Save me a plate. Yeah, I've been sleeping all right. I'll get a couple days in July. Kiss Dad for me. I love you both. Good night. Sparrow, oh, you wouldn't trade nothing for the way it feels to fly. It ain't fair, though, how you miss the ground when you're out here in the sky. Higher than you've ever been, and lonely like you've never been. Waiting on the wind to take you home. Hard rain over Fayetteville, Jack and Coke, a sleeping pill, living the dream. $30,000 feet down there, you're waking daddy up in his chair, and cutting the lights, and locking the door, and saying a prayer for a sparrow who wouldn't trade nothing for the way it feels to fly. It ain't fair though, how you miss the ground when you're out here in the sky, higher than you've ever been, lonely like you've never been, and waiting on the wind to take you home. Higher than you've ever been, lonely like you've never been, waiting on the wind to take you home. Sparrow, 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 sparrow. Good night, guys.
Tonight's Opry performance is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Let's get back to nature.
CMA, ACM, and CMT award winner, Miss Ashley McBryde. My goodness, what a talent and what a bright and shining light she is in country music. I just adore her. Thank you all for being here with us again on another Saturday evening. I'm Natalie Stovall, and I love getting to hang out with all of my live streamers all around the world while TV and radio are at their commercial breaks. And you know, we want to say a big thank you to our partners and our friends at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, and Bass Pro Shops founder, Mr. Johnny Morris, for making sure that we can bring you guys this music week after week after week. We have allowed the circle to remain unbroken, and what a beautiful thing it's been in such a weird and trying time for us all. And you know, you may have heard Bobby talk about this. You've heard me talk about it before too, but it's definitely worth repeating. So, Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's have announced their grandest fishing tournament in history. And it's my favorite fishing tournament ever because it is for ya girl right here. It's for amateurs. It's not for the pros. They're not allowed to enter. It's for folks like myself and probably many of you who are much better fishermen and fisherwomen out there than I am. But I enjoy fishing. I just don't do it a lot, so I wouldn't normally think to consider to enter a fishing tournament. But I would enter this one. You would be competing for over $4 million in cash and prizes. And the best part is 100% of the entry fees will go to fish habitat conservation, which is just so Bass Pro Shops to be giving it to the environment like that and allowing us to be taking care of our planet and then encouraging us to get out there and do a little more on the outdoors. It's so, so wonderful. So thank you for Bass Pro Shops. Y'all definitely go to basspro.com/US Open, or you can go to cabela's.com/US Open and find out more about that fishing tournament. Now, next week on Opry Live, you guys, we're going to have Lainey Wilson, Dustin Lynch, and John Party. So you know it's going to be a good time. I also want to make sure and give some shout outs here. I love Roderick Fox says it may only be an hour, but it's the best hour of the week. We are so appreciative that we can watch it every week and never miss it. Also, hello to all around the world. Y'all are commenting. We love it. I'm throwing it backstage once again to Bobby Bones, everybody.
Welcome back to Opry Live. I am Bobby Bones. You know, this next artist, I just don't think it's possible to measure his greatness. But if I had to sum it up, I'd say it boils down to two things. One, his guitar playing, simply amazing. It's almost impossible for anyone to do what he does with just 6 strings. And 2, he loves his job. Just watch him. He is having the time of his life up there. He once said this is a quote, "I always wanted to be in show business, but later I learned it's really the happiness business. I make music, you get happy, now that's a good job." And that's a good quote. Well, prepare to get happy, friends, because here is Tommy Emmanuel.
Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome. What a great honor to be back on the Opry. Oh yes, this is so much of my childhood was spent reading about this place and about reading about the artists and listening to all the artists who played and sang here and got their start here. So this is a historic place for me. I'd like to do a little tribute to Doc Watson and Merle Travis and Chet Atkins, all the guys that we all sat around and stole from. Here's a little bit of Deep River Blues. Let it pour, let it rain a whole lot more, 'cause I got them deep river blues. Yeah, let the rain dry right on, let the waves sweep along. I got them deep river blues, yeah. Well, my old gal's a good old pal, but she looks like a waterfowl if I get them deep river blues. And there ain't no one to cry for me. The fish will go out on a spree when I get them deep river blues, yeah. Well, Well, give me back my old boat, and I'm gonna sail if she'll float, 'cause I got them deep river blues. I'm going back to Muscle Shoals, and times get better there, I'm told. I got them deep river blues. Well, give me back my old boat, and I'm gonna sail if she'll float. I got them deep river blues. Well, now I'm gonna say goodbye, and if I sink, just let me die. I got them deep river blues. I got them deep river blues.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and auto insurance. Go to geico.com today.
Tommy Emmanuel, everybody. How amazing was that? Wow, incredible. Man, I was standing on the side and I felt like I was on a roller coaster. I was just hanging on for every note and laughing and cheering and having the best time. That was so amazing. Whew. He recorded that song, Deep River Blues, as a duet with Jason Isbell on his album Accomplice One, which I just think is so cool. He was also playing a Maton guitar, another little Australian guitar that I've played a little mini Maton for years and years on the road. It sounds amazing, but it does not sound like that when I play it. Well, y'all, okay, we're getting close to the end of the show tonight, and you know we have the Geico Green Room in a little bit, but before we get to that, we have even more tomorrow night on NBC. So NBC is doing a huge special celebrating 95 years at the Grand Ole Opry. It's gonna be amazing. There are performances from so many of your favorite artists. Let me just run down the list for you. We got Garth Brooks, Blake Shelton, Brad Paisley, Darius Rucker, Little Big Town, Kane Brown making his official Opry debut. How cool is that? Trisha Yearwood, Lady A becoming members. They were invited to become members on the special by Darius Rucker. That's such a sweet moment. And then Kelsey Ballerini, Dierks Bentley, Carrie Underwood, and of course, Dolly. You can't do it without Dolly. It's so awesome. Y'all, this special going to be so amazing. It's a great way to celebrate your Valentine's Day. So be sure and tune in tomorrow night at 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And one of the ways that the Opry is going to help you celebrate is if you need even more reason to celebrate this special and all of the good things that are happening, they want to give away a guitar that was signed by Blake Shelton. So when Blake was here hosting that special, he signed a guitar and said, give it to somebody who's really excited about the special. So all you got to do, go to opry.com so that you can enter to get this guitar. Just click on the thumbnail that says enter to win a Blake Shelton guitar. Pretty easy. And then you can win that and a commemorative poster for the NBC special. And you'll also get a little prize pack of goodies. So make sure you do that. Give it a shot. Go to opry.com. Also, don't forget, go to the Geico Green Room. You got to go to geicogreenroom.com tonight, right after we are done here, to hang out with Ashley McBryde a little bit more. Got to go backstage to Bobby Bones. Good night, y'all.
Amazing songwriting, crazy good guitar playing. Just another great night at the Opry. If you still want more, geicogreenroom.com after the show. Check out an interview with Ashley McBryde. Okay, one more time. Here is Steve Wariner. Good night, everybody.
Hey, Steve Wariner. All right. Steve Wariner, you all.
What about this Tommy Emmanuel? How about that, y'all, huh? Hey, CGP'er, let's do one together.
Let's do one.
Jerry Wrigley. We got to do the reed lick. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It don't matter anyhow. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. Lord, if you don't know by now. When the rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window, girl, and I'll be gone. You're the reason I keep traveling on. Don't you think twice, it's alright.
We'll travel that long, lonesome road, babe. Where I'm bound, I just can't tell. But hidey-ho's just too good a word, babe. Oh, so I'll just say fare thee well. I don't mean to tell you that you're being unkind, but you've been wasting all my valuable time. And you're the reason I'm a-traveling on. Well, baby, don't think twice, it's all right. Pick one, Steve. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby.
That's right.
It don't matter anyhow. Ain't no use to sit and wonder why, baby. Not if you don't know by now. When the rooster crows at the crack of dawn, take a peek out your window, woman, and this old boy is gone. And you're the reason I'm a-traveling on. Well, baby, don't think twice, it's all right.
Don't you think twice, it's all right.
Well, baby, don't think twice, it's all right. Steve Wariner.
Tommy Emmanuel, how about that, y'all? How about that? Woo! We toured Australia together about 5 years ago and had a blast. I want to do you a song now, one of my very favorite songs in the whole wide world. Last week, the music world lost a giant songwriter, an incredible writer, Hall of Fame songwriter, one of my friends. We lost a dear friend. He wrote one of my very favorite songs in the world, and I'm talking about Mr. Jim Weatherly. And this is my favorite Jim Weatherly song in the whole world. We miss you, Jim. L.A. proved too much for the girl. Too much for the girl. She couldn't make it, so she's leaving a life she's come to know. She said she's going back to find. Going back to find. Ooh, what's left of her. The world she left behind not so long ago. She's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. On the midnight train. She said she's going back to find a simpler place and time. I know I'll be with her. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. On a midnight train to Georgia. 'Cause I'd rather live in her world than live without her in my world. It's hers. She kept on dreaming. One day she was gonna be a star. But she sure found out the hard way that dreams don't always come true. So she pawned all her hopes. She even sold her old car. Bought a one-way ticket back to the life she once knew. Yeah, she's leaving on that midnight train to Georgia. She said she's going back to find a simpler place and time. Ooh, I'll be with her. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. On the midnight train. Oh, I'd rather live in her world than live without her in my world. It's hers. to Georgia, Georgia, 'cause I'd rather live in her world, live without her in mine. She's leaving on that midnight train. Ooh, she's leaving. Love you, Jim Weatherly. Man, thank y'all so much. Oh man, nobody can do that like Miss Gladys. But I loved it. I love that song, and I love doing it. And tip of the hat to my buddy Jim tonight. All right, let's play a little bit of an old country cheating song now. You got to do that at the Grand Ole Opry. We hope you all have had a great time here with us tonight at the Grand Ole Opry. Y'all ready? The flames are burning bright. There's no running from the light of a midnight fire. Temptation's got a hold of us now. We're fighting, but we're losing ground somehow. We're wearing someone else's rings, and our hearts are filled with doubt. But the fire's getting hotter, and we just can't put it out. Like this, but there's a magic in the night we can't resist. And there's a danger in the darkness, knowing only shadows see that this ceiling fire we're building is controlling you and me, and it just won't set us free. Midnight fire, love, sweet desire, burning hole. There's no running from the light of a midnight fire. Everybody, thank you so much for being with us at the Grand Ole Opry. Good night, folks.
Steve Wariner, everybody. Man, that just feels like it's a Grand Ole Opry, doesn't it, when he's playing?
Welcome, everybody, to the Geico Green Room. I'm your host, Natalie Stovall, and we are at the Grand Ole Opry in the VIP room, which is very fitting because tonight we have one of the most amazing VIPs with us in both the songwriting community and in the country music community. And I think fellow singer-songwriter Travis Meadows summed up her God-given talent best when he said the following: "Whatever it is that separates the good from the unforgettable, she has it. It shines like a neon sign on an otherwise unlit, boring street. That kind of light can lead us all home." Of course, I am talking about the amazing Ashley McBryde, everybody. Hi.
It's good to see you.
It's so good to see you.
What a nice thing for him to say.
I don't know if you're as much of a super fan of his as I am,
yes.
but I'm a super fan of both of you guys, and so to hear him talk about you in that way just delights my soul.
Yeah, that actually just made my whole day.
He is one of the best, and so are you, and he speaks the truth when he says that. So, okay, I want to go back to the beginning for you, and you're one of those artists that it's just apparent. I mean, your authenticity, but also your cup runneth over with tenacity and stick-to-itiveness and just strength. I want to know what that moment was like for you when you truly made the decision, all right, that's it, I'm moving to Nashville, I'm going to be a songwriter.
It didn't happen. There was no fairy godmother moment. I knew that this is where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But I was studying a different type of music at school. And he would probably go back and fail me for every course if he knew I was telling you this. Really, really awesome instructor. And we were having private lesson. You have a lot of those. So I had a lot of French horn ones, a lot of things about learning to teach. And teaching kids to learn and learning how to teach is a very strange class to take. Anyway, we were sitting there talking just like you and I are talking, and he closed his notebook and he said, "I think you should move to Nashville. I think you should just go ahead and go. Because while you enjoy playing the French horn and you enjoy studying classical music, it's not where your heart is. Your heart is in country music, and I think that's what you should do." So I left right then. I went to the Dean of Fine Arts, and then I went to the administration office, and I dropped out of school right then.
So this was college for you?
This was college.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Man,
I was doing the right thing. I was going to school,
Yeah.
to make sure I had a degree and everything, and it's just not how it turned out.
Well, I mean, you would have gotten here no matter what. I know that, but you were obviously already on a path of just loving and trying to soak in as much music as possible.
You couldn't keep me from doing it. And at the time, I was in school in Jonesboro, Arkansas, which is only about an hour and a half from Memphis. I was spending most of my time in Memphis playing in the bars already. So he was right. He was right to say, "You're already doing that. You should just go do it there."
Well, it's so interesting when we all get to talk to artists when you're in this moment where you just played the Grand Ole Opry, and we all know the lyrics to your songs and get to hear you on the radio all the time, but it wasn't the montage of the Karate Kid with wax on, wax off. It wasn't that quick. I mean, in those moments for you when it is the toughest, and I'm sure they still happen, what do you draw from? Where's your strength coming from?
Well, I do always tell myself, well, you can always go do something else, which is a pretty good way of pulling your big girl pants up and being like, no, I don't want to go do anything else. Even on your worst day, writing songs and playing music, it's still the best possible thing I could ever do.
Yeah.
And I think about those that did it before me. It wasn't easy on Patsy. It was not easy on Loretta. It was not easy on Dolly. It wasn't easy on Garth. It wasn't easy on Mark Chestnut. It wasn't easy on anybody.
Yeah.
The difference between the people you've heard of and the people you never got to hear about was they didn't quit.
Right. Right.
So, and it's that easy.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of go, well, you want to do something else? No. Okay, well, I'm not going to quit, so.
Yeah, well, thank goodness you're not going to quit, because we can't have that at all. Over your career, do you think of someone who has inspired you most? Like, who is that person that you have looked up to the most?
Answers to questions like this are always really hard for me, because somebody I've looked up to since I was a kid, I'm probably a little too young for her to have been a hero of mine, is Carol Burnett.
No, I love that. That's amazing.
She was this improvisational powerhouse.
Yeah.
And so that's somebody that's been really constant through my whole life. I mean, like, she was always funny. She could sing, she could act, she could wear costumes and pull it off. She could improv with the best of them. So I know it's a strange answer, but she was one of the ones that I could always be like, man, someday I want to be Miss Hannigan in Annie, you know?
I love that answer. I think that's perfect because someone like that can literally do everything and anything that you throw at her.
And Dolly's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
There's nothing she can't do.
Absolutely.
And in all of us, any of us would be lying if we said that she hasn't always been a staple for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are here at the Grand Ole Opry, and I love talking to artists about your first true memory of the Opry. Like, when did it enter your awareness, and how did that come about for you?
I knew about the Opry before I'd ever heard the actual Opry, before I'd ever heard the show.
Yeah.
My mom's parents were avid country music lovers, and Papa was not in great health, but he had a cassette player in his bedroom, and I would go back there and sit for hours. And I mean, I'm a kid, and I would go back there and sit with my old grandpa and for hours and listen to all kinds of stuff. And he would tell me, oh yeah, they're on the Grand Ole Opry, this story, that story. So that's the very first inception of there is a place called the Grand Ole Opry. I was about 12, and my mom brought me up here to Nashville for Spigma. That's we're big bluegrass lovers in my family.
Amazing.
And I guess she had a friend that worked maybe in production or behind the scenes. I can't remember how we got into like a control room type area, and I'm just blown away. And I remember they gave me a sucker, like one of those you get at the bank, and I was just like eating this sucker, walking around looking at everything. And the fellow we were with said, hey, do you want to go stand on the stage? Over on the stage? I said, yeah. And he handed me a guitar. I will never forget it because on the back of the guitar was written, and maybe we can find out whose this was. It was written in whiteout pen, please don't steal me, I'm cheap. And so we borrowed this guitar. He let me go out on the stage. He said, nobody's looking, you can sing anything you want right now. And I sang Peach Pickin' Time in Georgia. And then of course we got me right off the stage. Didn't want to disrespect, anybody's time being there, but I knew I wanted to be on that stage. And then after having stood on it, nobody around, no audience, just Mama and me and that nice fella, and just going, this is gonna be great. Like, knowing, like, I'm coming back.
There's something about getting the chance to do that too early on that just makes it a little more real and makes it a little more part of your reality. Yeah. And so then in 2017, when you got to have your debut, I know that the debut is pretty much just a blur and a whirlwind, but what do you remember from that evening?
I remember having to do my makeup 5 times. We were filming the Opry debut thing, the whole thing. So we'd been at the Stardust Drive-In and we'd done all that stuff. And then when we walked in the door, first time I cried was coming through where it says artist entrance. And then I teared up because where you check in at the desk, they already knew my name. And then they said room 4, and I was like, okay, it's my first dressing room ever at the Opry. And this is when I find out that's the only time you ever stand in room 4. And of course, that room makes me cry. And then they say, hey, can we film you? Go into the circle real quick, and we're gonna ask you some questions. And I cried again then. And so they just kept having to patch my face up because this means, it sounds cheesy to say, it means more than anything to me, but this place does. And then I cried again during the set. So it is, there are moments of it that were a blur, but it also really laser etched itself into my mind. I remember that my friends sent me flowers, a bouquet of flowers, I thought. But I looked at the bouquet and it was not flowers, it was red underwear twirled into roses. Right, what an odd gift, but so fitting. So fitting for my friends and I. They'd be like, I'm like, oh, flowers, underwear.
Oh,
cool. Yeah, well, you got me. And I think they brought me a piece of cheesecake or something too. It's like a very strange welcoming from my friends. I remember that Sharon and Cheryl White said, hi, Ashley, when they walked past. And that's a big deal.
It is.
And everybody just makes you feel so welcome when you come in the first time. It's like you're coming home. It's not like you're visiting somewhere.
Yeah, it truly, I mean, every single time you're here, it feels like a family. And that's what's so great about the dressing room doors remain open and people are going in and out and you're just passing people in the hallways. And then tonight, you got to play to 1,100 people, which given the circumstances of the year that we're in, that's not something that's happening a lot.
No.
When was the last time that you played to an audience that large?
That large? It's going to have been over a year. Last night I went and popped in at the Ryman and sang with Kip, but Ryman was very limited seating.
Yeah.
In fact, we did a Zoom show for 25 folks not too long ago, and I got the hands. The adrenaline
yes.
hands.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay as long as it's just your hands.
Yeah.
If it's your lungs or your thighs, that's when you got to worry about. Oh, I'm actually nervous. So
that's good advice, everybody.
Right?
That's really
a little bit of cotton
important.
mouth, you're okay. A little bit of hands,
a little bit
you're
of
okay.
this is fine.
If your knees start wobbling, don't lock them. You're going down.
If they start wobbling, don't lock them.
If you ever see me playing and I'm like kind of bobbing, I'm just trying not to let my knees lock up.
Well, and you got to play. It was nearly a year ago when you played one of the first shows of the true lockdown when the Opry didn't have any audience at all. And it was such a beautiful show between you and Terry Clark and Lauren Elena.
It was fun.
What do you remember about that?
I was happy to be a part of the fact that we've never missed a real Opry show. It only had shut down one time for the death of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I believe it was really close to that date that when we played that first Opry show. It was very surreal, and I thought it might feel kind of scary, like when you're in a high school after it's closed, or like when you're in a church when it's empty.
Yeah.
I thought it might feel that way to go and play, but it didn't. There was probably 10 people in the building, and there's no audience, and it still felt just as warm and lovely as it always does. And I know where my friends and family tend to sit when they're here. So when I play to an empty room, I can look and know that Chicago usually sits over here, Memphis usually sits over here, Mom and Daddy usually sit over here. So I can put you back in your seats even if you're not there.
I love that. That is so beautiful.
Thanks.
And that performance for you was huge because it was the day after your EP Never Will came out.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like we're kind of in the Wild West of releasing music because you release music and then you can't do any of the things that you normally would do.
Yeah.
However, it's been so beautiful to watch all of the innovative ways that people have handled that and what you're currently doing with that EP. You've re-recorded it live, but from a distance.
From a distance.
Okay. How did you come up with that? Where did that stem from?
Well, the name for the EP came after the fact that they told me it was going to be an EP. We needed to play music. We needed to be together. We needed to have some safe contact with each other. So we went to a really cool sound studio here in Nashville. I mean, it's one of the most amazing rooms I've ever seen. And we had some things that we needed to film for like TV stuff, like things that we might need down the road. And for some reason, my manager, the way he is, he says, why don't we should play everything today, don't you think? And we're like, oh man, yes, the lighting is cool, the sound is great, we should I love this. So we did, it's a really honest performance because we're just happy to be playing music together. And they said, we can make this into an EP version of the record and give it to our fans. What do you think we should call it? And I said, well, it should be called Live from a Distance, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool because I wondered if you were kind of chasing different arrangements of some of the songs or if you were looking for that because we've kind of lost a little bit of the conversation of having the music. After you record it, you get to tour and it does change a little bit on the road. Every
song changes. And it's some of the honesty of it may be a little bit uncomfortable because there is no one for us to interact with. There is no applause between songs. And you can see a little bit of sadness of us being like, wow, we don't get to do the thing that we want to do with the record. But there's also so much joy in just playing music together that comes across too.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to capture this moment in that way, And something that I do love about that record too is that it already sounds like a live band in a room together. It's some of the things that I love to listen to, and it's not all chopped and precise. It's music. It's playing. So for you, when you're looking for your sort of creative inspiration, do you like to have solitude? Does your environment matter? Is it just when it hits you, you just hold on to the reins and go for the ride?
It's always, that. It's always a little bit of that.
Yeah.
When it hits you, it hits you. And either put your seatbelts on or hope you can hang on. I like to be, when it comes to writing, I like to be a little bit uncomfortable. If I had the option to sit in like a wooden straight back chair in a concrete floor room just a little bit uncomfortable, I'll do it. And I don't know what makes me that way, but there's all these nice couches in here in the VIP room. So we were gonna come in here and write. I would ask for like a folding chair or something to sit in. For some reason, being uncomfortable just keeps me on my toes a little bit.
Wow.
It doesn't stink though when there's coffee and snacks.
Sure, but especially given this year, that's probably a good tool to have in your tool belt.
Yeah. Being uncomfortable is a virtue.
It absolutely is. Well, we have one question that we ask everyone in the Geico Green Room, which is, if you woke up today and you had 15 extra minutes in your day, what would you do with them?
I'd sing. The whole time. The whole time. Probably in my shower without the water, like go stand somewhere with awesome reverb and sing something like Up to the Mountain, or, something that just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
If you got an extra 15 minutes, try to feel good.
I love it. Ashley McBryde, you are a delight.
You are a delight.
I love you. I love having more music from you. I'll take as much as you'll give us, and I know everybody else feels that way. So thank you for taking the time after your amazing performance tonight. And thank all of you for logging on once again. I'm Natalie Stovall here in the Geico Green Room. We'll see you next time.
If she was any better at this, she'd be two people.
Stop